Good morning, everyone. Nicholas Jacobson, continuing on with our series of family history of warfare. Continuing to talk about my grandfather who flew B-17 bombers and P-51s in World War II. Today is the 14th of August, and on this day, 80 years ago, my grandfather and his crew flew into Mannheim, Germany. So now if you remember the first two missions, this will be his third. The first two missions, he was over here near St. Quentin trying to target a bridge, but they weren't able to see the target. Second time they're over here outside of Caen, France, supporting the movements of Canadians and dropping bombs on formations of Germans. Now they're going to be all the way over to, see if I can find where it was at again. Right in this area, he was going to Mannheim, Germany. So in Mannheim, their mission was to drop bombs on an electrical site. They were one of two targets. What I was able to find out was there was one of two targets that day. Aside from that, I was only able to find out evidence that my grandfather was there, flew there. It was a pretty major operation for them as a crew. It was their first time making a deep penetration into Germany. Here it is, Mannheim right here. And it was the first time of them as a crew doing the deep penetration into Germany. So it was kind of a new experience for them. And their own experience is what really we're going to be talking about today. So remember the author of this, John McBride, he actually wrote for the location of today's mission as Rositz, Germany. That actually took place tomorrow, so I think he had a little bit of confusion. It says part of Mannheim, but they were in fact at Mannheim, from what I was able to find. So this is what he says. Our first raid into Germany made us all quite excited. Although Unger had flown 2 missions before, we had started as a crew of 1, which was a real rough mission up to Hamburg. We flew in over Holland until we reached Germany. Enemy flak installations on the ground shot up signal rockets which left long gray trails in the sky, thus making our position for enemy fighters in the vicinity. As we approached the target, we could see large clouds of black smoke from flak bursts, which were hanging over the city. Due to the fact that our original lead plane had aborted just as we were leaving the English coast, our formation on the bomb run was poor, with no evasive action being taken after bombs were away. Because of the weak leadership, our plane received 8 flak holes. Number 2 engine damage, had to be feathered before landing. Number 3 engine supercharger hit and only 65% effective. Flak hole in left wing, 2 more in right wing, 1 in the inspection plate while the other was in number 4 nacelle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but nacelle. 1 hole in the upper turret, 1 piece went in the left side of the vertical stabilizer and came out the right. We managed to limp home slowly, but were forced to fall far behind the formation to do it. It was lucky for us that we weren't spotted by enemy fighters, since in our condition we would certainly have been dead duck. Our target was an electrical plant just outside of Mannheim. So really paints a different picture for them in their experience, to where, things that they later on made jokes about, or even soon after, to blow off steam. Jake, don't look at that flak, fly this plane.